something. It takes like maybe 2 suns to blow up another planet with a laser.
Yeah, but the point is you got fantasy mathematics, and it clearly exists, but it's used to tell a story that's not true.
That's not math. That's like fiction. That is like actual fiction. There's no math involved in that.
Yeah, kind of like a fictitious force, right?
No, not really.
What do you think? What do you think math is? Like some sort of physical thing? Like
I just said maths describes reality. It's the language we use to describe the universe.
okay, well, it also describes things that are not necessarily real. Like fictional settings, like Goku's King Kai's planet is 33 times smaller than Earth.
Why
Like,
not just mention
there's
minus numbers? That would make a lot
mathematics of fictional settings and things like
mention
this.
abstract and non-existent numbers like minus numbers. Why are you saying that like Goku is based on real maths? Like, what are you actually talking about? What does that mean?
You're missing the point. You're saying that math only calculates things in reality. No,
Well, no,
you
I've
can
just
calculate all kinds of things that are not reality using math.
The existence of the number
You're starting to,
disproves that, right? Because 0 doesn't exist by it's like a paradoxical number. So I never said maths like has to exist within reality. There are abstract numbers and equations you can do based on minus numbers.
math is conceptual. Like it's a concept. You can't pick up a 5 in reality.
You can't mathematically prove Goku. I don't know what you're talking about.
No one's trying to prove Goku.
Why are you talking about Goku then? Like, what does that have to do with math?
You're missing the point. You're saying math describes reality, but it can also describe things that are fictional, like Superman and all kinds of things. You can calculate how fast Superman would need to fly around the globe to defeat gravity or whatever.
Why are you guys acting so fucking stupid? It's just a tool.
Well, this guy's in here saying
use that tool that it can be interpreted. It's just a tool.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
Stop talking about like comic books. You're like,
yeah, but you're acting like you don't.
No, this guy's missing the point. It's not about comic books in particular, but you're saying math is not reality. Okay, and it doesn't only describe reality.
It can be used to describe reality.
Reality. Like, how many times do I have to say this, dude? You're like actually you're fighting ghosts.
Dude.
Math's not a force.
Math's, yeah, okay, dude. Never said it was. just chiming in.
I think you're confused. So long.
Deadpan. Math is not a force. Sorry, CB.
You're good. He still doesn't know what gravity is, so there's that.
I told you what I think it is. I don't know what you think it is.
What you think it is. So we're supposed to believe in the thing that you think.
I'm not believing it, dude. I'm just kind of interested to hear what you think. Like, agree to disagree. I really don't mind.
You said, like, we come from 2 different places. You guys don't even believe in gravity. And we asked you, well, what is gravity? And you're like, well, I don't know.
Me trying to reach you on, like, a real argument. It's like you actually believe in, like, magic. So, like, why would I even engage it with, like, trying to...
No, we're just trying to address the things you said. So now you're going on to some other thing that we believe in magic. Where? Hello?
Okay, well, maybe you yourself don't believe in magic. I know a lot of others do. So you're right.
No, just be like, dude, you know, the kids have this saying, stand on business. When you say something, you should be able to...
I mean, dude, I've heard some wild...
So what the hell are you talking about? What magic are you referring to?
That will reveal God to everyone. That's one of the reasons. Most of you guys will just say, I don't know, when it comes to, like, presenting a real model of the Earth. It's just sort of like, I actually just don't know. We're more evidence than actual people with working models of our own. So it doesn't pull me towards...
So one more time, what magic are you talking about?
Well, if you don't believe in gravity, what fills in the blanks for you there?
Oh, well, now we have to go back to... Well, there's nothing... You don't need to fill in the blanks. Dude.
I mean, you guys can't...
Hold on.
Okay.
Like, let me just... There's a couple things we can address here. Number one, you don't know what gravity is. So when you say, well, you guys don't believe in gravity, you basically don't believe in it either because you don't know what to believe in. You're making it up what you think it is.
I know.
So we can't deny something you created in your own head. So that's first of all.
Dude, I know.
Second of all, no, you don't. Because we asked you and you got it wrong.
What did I say that was wrong?
You said it's some sort of force that pulls things together. I
said it's an invisible force that pulls objects.
Okay, an invisible force that pulls objects.
Yeah.
That's not even the mainstream fucking
explain what I'm wrong.
Rhetoric. We'll get to that in a second. But in terms of needing to replace a shitty idea that you created, there's no need for that. You have some underlying ideas that are not necessary at all. Number one, your like baseline for reality is you think you should be floating right now. That's fucking retarded. That's crazy. And then number two, you think that something hold on. You think something is preventing you from this floating or flying ability that you never had. So you don't need to replace those ideas. You just need to take those shit ideas away and you're left with, you're just at rest on the ground. There's no need for you to be prevented from floating because you can't float. This isn't Goku, bro. This isn't Dragon Ball Z, dude. Newsflash.
What are you talking about?
So you asked, dude. You're fucking retarded. You're slow. You said, well, what do you have to replace the idea of gravity? I just showed you don't need to replace shitty ideas like thinking you can float or something preventing you from an ability like floating that you never had. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Can't
okay,
pay
so
attention. I'm not speaking Chinese here.
Gravity doesn't exist. To me, that's like you're basically living in a magical world where gravity doesn't.
That's not what I said. Actually, if you could address what I said, in specificity.
Like what? I don't know. I don't watch Dragon Ball Z. Like, what do I say to that?
I said some things prior to that are more
I mean, dude, I asked you. What did I get wrong about
address that?
Like, love to hear.
So you're just not gonna address. You're not gonna address it then.
What did I miss? Like, I tried to respond to everything.
I got
One more time. 2 ideas. You have 2 ideas that you don't need and don't need replacing. What are those 2 ideas?
Dude, you're explaining what I misheard. So, like,
all right, one more time. The 2 ideas are: 1, you think you should float or fly, whatever you want to call that.
Is this like fictional? Like, neither one of us actually thinks this.
Hold on, no, you do think this. You do think this. Hold on. You do think this.
I don't
watch this. I can show you. If I could turn gravity off for a moment, what would happen?
If you could turn gravity off?
Yeah, if I just snap my fingers for a second and I turn gravity off, what would happen to you?
I don't even know. Like, the sun would implode.
No, to you.
To me?
Yeah. Would you maybe start floating?
I don't know. I mean, time would stop. Like, time would actually...
No, I'm asking you, look, stay focused. Stay focused. We're talking about gravity and what it does to you. So,
yeah, but
if I turn gravity off for a moment, would you float?
Hold
on. Would you float? Let's just ask you yes or no questions so you can answer questions.
You would not float. Because
so if there's no gravity, you would not float?
No, because time would fully stop from your perspective.
No, not asking about time. Not asking about time. So, you said gravity pulls things. You said gravity pulls things together. So with the two things being pulled together, is that you and the Earth, perhaps?
You think time and gravity are separate?
Hold on. No, you said gravity pulls things. Hold on. You said gravity pulls things together. So hold on. Are you and the Earth being pulled together?
What, right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if we turn gravity off, would that stop happening? Hold on. Let's just stay focused. If I can snap my fingers and turn off gravity, would you and the Earth be, dude?
No.
Would you and the Earth be pulled together still?
You're approaching this with like comic book logic, right?
Not really. We're just addressing exactly what you said. So
you're
let's just stay
using like
focused here.
invincible logic right now, bro. Like, you don't understand what would happen if gravity stopped existing.
Brother, we're just addressing exactly what you said here. So stay focused, all right? You said gravity pulls things together. And then you said, okay, well, me and the Earth, we're being pulled together by gravity. Without gravity,
you're not hearing me.
Hold on. Without gravity, hold on.
You just really want to have this like little.
Without gravity, would you be pulled together, you and the Earth?
Without gravity, there would be no time. Like, everything would stop.
Okay, thank you. Cool. We'll give you that. There's no time. Now, would you and the Earth be pulled together without gravity?
Time.
No. Okay, so you wouldn't be pulled together with the Earth without gravity. So then, what would you call that? If you're currently being pulled down to the Earth and you're attached to it,
leave me down, dude.
I'm gonna pop you on mute if you can't answer basic questions.
Okay, go ahead.
I've asked you the same question over and over and over. You are not answering.
I mean, look, dude. I'll just say yes. Like, yes, I'd float away, like in a film. Like, if gravity turned off, I'd be like, whoa, and I'd float away. Can I just answer the question with that?
I mean, that's what you have to think. So I don't know why you're tap dancing around that.
Well, bro, yeah, that's totally what I think. Yeah, we just float away like a balloon. All right, now continue.
Okay, so you do think that then?
Yeah, sure, bro. Yeah.
Well, we know that's what you think. The fact that you tried to deny it earlier is hilarious. So
I want to see where you actually go. I don't want us to get stuck in a quagmire.
Well, I said earlier you have 2 ideas. You're like, no, I don't think that. I'm showing you how you do. I don't know why you're denying your own worldview right now. That is insane. But that's fine. That's fine. So that's your first idea, that you think you would float or fly. Why are you talking in the middle of my sentence? That's crazy.
You're right.
Go ahead.
No, I interrupted you, bro. It's fine.
You do it a lot.
Vibe check, tourist.
You do it like a lot, but it's fine, bro. So that's your first idea. All right. Just get it out, dude. Just get it out, bro.
I just don't see how that was like a gotcha. Like,
well, that was only the first of the 2 ideas.
Okay.
So we're only halfway there.
Hit me with the second, bro.
You think you can hang on for one more?
I can handle it. Yeah, I think I can.
There's no way anything's going to sink in if you just keep yapping the entire time, vibe check guy.
Sure, I'll go on mute. You explain.
Well, just listen instead of waiting to talk.
All right. Well, just for the chat, for the audience, he's like, you have to have an idea to replace gravity. Now we're looking at the idea of gravity and why you don't need to replace those ideas, because they're horrible. Why would you float? There's no reason to think that I should be floating right now. This is a baseline idea that people have who believe in gravity. It's completely unnecessary, completely retarded. The only time you've ever seen someone quote unquote float is on TV. Astronauts on YouTube or whatever. You've only seen that on a screen. So that's 1. And then 2, they think that there's something preventing this floating from happening. You don't have floating or flying abilities. You weren't born with those. So you don't need some other magical force or invisible force to prevent you from this floating or flying ability that you never had. There's just two ideas you don't need. You just take them away, you're good. You don't have to replace that. Why would you replace the idea that you should be floating? That's just a retarded belief. There's no need to replace that. All right. There you go. But then again, when people come in here like, you guys just deny gravity. What is gravity? Just a force, and like, you don't know what it is. So we're not denying something that you just made up.
If you want to get deeper, it is true that gravity is a lot deeper than just a force that pulls objects together.
Yeah, we know what gravity is.
Right, you're familiar with time dilation.
We know what it is. That's why we asked you if you know.
I know. Dude, I'm responding to you now. Are you familiar with time dilation?
Time dilation.
Yeah.
And this has to do with you floating how?
Just answer the question.
Well, do you know?
He's going to tell us that a clock goes backwards when we go through a black hole.
Well, we just talked to you about how you don't float a fly. Do you have anything to say about
he's yet to even realize that even though there's math out there explaining how Superman can leap and bound to make it appear as if it's flying,
Superman,
it's because the gravity on Krypton is 7 times that of Earth.
No, you're talking about Hulk. That's not
Yeah, there you go. Whoever said that Superman's not real gets a sticker. Yeah, but the math works out though for Superman.
You're talking about Hulk.
I'm asking a couple questions. I'm priming you.
I'm talking about any of the vigilante superheroes.
Time dilation. I don't know why we're talking about Superman.
Well, because he thinks that the math checks out for globe and space, and we're explaining to him that sometimes math checks out for things that are fictional. That's why.
The math doesn't check out for Superman. No.
Yes, it does. The gravity on Krypton is 7 times that of Earth.
Krypton isn't real.
Oh, you guys are catching on.
How is there gravity on Krypton if gravity is not real? What are you saying, dude?
That it's all fake.
How are these? I don't understand how these guys keep missing the point. When you can use math to calculate things that are not necessarily reality.
Like what?
Okay, well, that's why we're giving you fucking fictional examples like Superman. You're like, well, why do you keep bringing up Superman? So they're proving a point.
Superman with math.
For some reason, you hear the word Superman, you're like, well, that's not real. Like, no fucking shit. We're trying to make a point here. We're not saying Superman's real or that important in the conversation.
What math was used?
Don't make me dig up those. People have written books about the physics of superheroes.
Really, that's
you're talking about the Hulk. You're not talking about Superman.
For example, the flip side of the coin is somebody says NASA, and you guys are like, "Oh, real."
I'm willing to
like Superman, and you can identify bullshit.
I'm not saying NASA's like 100% telling the truth. They're like a Nazi. They're originally a Nazi organization. Like, come on.
Elon's our hero. Come on, man. Elon's putting us on Mars.
Elon's a clown, dude. I mean, let's be real.
Why would he lie? Anyway, look.
Real.
I'm willing to
like Superman, and you can identify bullshit.
I'm not saying NASA's like 100% telling the truth. They're like a Nazi. They're originally a Nazi organization. Like, come on.
Elon's our hero. Come on, man. Elon's putting us on Mars.
Elon's a clown, dude. I mean, let's be real.
Why would he lie? Anyway, look. You guys get the point of why we're bringing up how
identify bullshit.
I'm not saying NASA's like 100% telling the truth. They're like a Nazi. They're originally a Nazi organization. Like, come on.
Elon's our hero. Come on, man. Elon's putting us on Mars.
Elon's a clown, dude. I mean, let's be real.
Why would he lie? Anyway, look. You guys get the point of why we're bringing up how math can be used in other contexts.
I want to have a deeper conversation about gravity, and I'm just asking you, do you know what time dilation is? It's a really simple question.
What does that have to do with the previous discussion that we just had?
How would you know if it has anything to do with it if you don't know what it is?
Are you fucking kidding me? Why not just answer the question? You'll know.
He doesn't know. His ego's too big from saying he doesn't know.
Just relax. I'll speak. We can speak for ourselves, dude. We can talk to you in just a second.
Okay, go ahead and speak.
We don't need your permission.
We already addressed that. What he's talking about is clocks going backwards, going through a black hole.
No. When he talks about time dilation, an object going at speed in the space, so the time will dilate, and the length will contract. So the time will just stretch out, and the length of the object will contract, so it will squish down. So the length of the object will be less than normal when it's accelerating in space. And
dude. Fuck yeah.
What he want to show us, he will show us now that he is putting a clock in an object or a wheel that is high speed. And he will show us that the clock didn't measure the time, so the time just stretched out for the clock, but not for the humans that are not moving around. You'll never show that at all. You
don't need to explain what I'm not going to do. You might as well just hear out what I have to say instead of formatting me.
Yeah, I understand. You will just talk to me about the time stretching away and the length of the object contract. Or you will never show anything about that. You just dream about it. You will tell me stories. You can talk even the
I'm glad
shine.
you know what I'm going to say, that you're some kind of psychic. That's really cool, dude.
You won't tell me a story. You will show me that the time that just stretch out and the length of.
I mean, are you describing in your mind a fictional concept right now? Do you believe in time dilation?
No, I don't.
No,
No one gives a fuck about time dilation, and you're not addressing what we just talked to you about anyways. Moving on to something else.
I actually am addressing it, right? Because the reason time...
Without addressing it at all.
Dude, let me speak, please. I beg.
You've been speaking without addressing what we talked about. What's the point of talking to you if you're not going to address anything?
I'm responding to you, bro. Like, come on.
Not really. Okay, well, I'd like you to address that you can't float. Time doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, I can't float, yeah.
Okay. So why do you think?
But I can't just like a vampire, no.
So then when you say, well, flat earthers would have to believe in magic if gravity wasn't real, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, there has to be a reason that things aren't just floating away into space.
There it is. Wait, there it is. Chat. Wait, clipcord, clip it out, brother. Clip that shit out, dude.
Clip that.
Wait, did you miss what you just said?
Go on, explain to me how I wrecked myself, dude.
Wait, repeat what you just said, though. Repeat what you just said.
Well, I mean, do you have a reason, or is it just the permanent?
No. I want to hear it one more time.
I mean, why aren't you floating away? That's my question.
Why would we be? That's what I'm trying to get to you. That's my point.
Aristotle, bro. Aristotle. Come on. Why would we be? That's perfect. Like, you really summed that up with
No. Genuinely.
The way you
why would a human being be floating off the ground?
Why would that even happen, bro? Let's just write it in a scientific journal next time.
You should ask yourself that. This is an underlying base axiom that you hold.
Is that your thesis, though?
Why are you? Dude, we're just gonna move on to someone else. You're not adding any value here.
I think I just made you look silly. Like, come on.
Really? No. Really? Well, when I just hold on for the panel, I called this guy out and said, "You think you float?" And you're like, "No, I don't." And then you turn around 5 minutes later and you're like, "So why don't we float though?"
Well, no, I believe in gravity, so I know why we don't float.
No. We're getting to why you think you should be floating right now. Give us one reason.
I don't think we should be floating right now.
No. Dude, stay focused. I get it. You do think that. You do think that you should be floating right now. You do think that.
Is that so?
You just said it. Wait, do I need to grab my iPad and play it back for you?
He thinks without time dilation, we'd all be floating away.
You said, well,
he won't even say it now.
Bro, you're flip-flopping like crazy right now.
Really, I'm going back and forth on gravity right now.
Yes. Because first you said, no, I don't think I should float. Then you're like, well, actually I do. And then, no, well, I don't.
Well, I've never once said I think we should all be floating right now.
Yes, you do think that. You do think that.
I asked you, I said, do you know why we're not all just floating away?
Okay, there it is right there.
Yeah, but
there it is right there. That's you thinking we should be floating, but something's stopping us from this happening.
That I'm asking that question with like genuine fear.
Hold on. This is exactly what I said, is that you think you should be floating and that something's preventing this from happening. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what you're telling us right now.
You don't believe in any of the floating stuff.
Yeah, what do you think?
Why you haven't given us a solid reason why you should be floating?
I'm starting to see where you're like coming from, the kind of mental gymnastics you're coming from here.
No, it's not mental gymnastics. Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, you don't believe in space, right? Either.
Hold on, dude. We just need a reason. We're addressing what you said. Don't try to flip it on me. You're saying we don't believe in gravity, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the reason
now we want to know why you think you should be floating right now. Just give us a reason.
Right. So, like centers of gravity, like planets and asteroids, there'll be gravity on them, right? But out in space, there's no gravity, zero gravity. So if we were equivalent to out in space, we would be floating around like spacemen do in space. We'd be floating around.
So you should be behaving.
Can you follow that?
Like things would behave. Yeah, I follow. I'm just addressing it right now. So you just give me a sec. So you think you should be doing things similar to a place that you've never been. You should be doing that versus what's actually happening on the Earth.
I'm sorry, dude. What? Can you just say it like
right. So space is a place you've never been. You think reality is more like that than the actual Earth, where you don't float. You're like, well, I know we're not floating here, but we should be, based off of this place that I've never been.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Fucking retarded.
So you don't believe in space at all?
No,
No, see, this is what I mean when I say it's like you guys. It's basically magic. Like how am I meant
It's
to
not
argue?
magic. No,
No,
outer
but
space
Now
is
you're
magic.
projecting.
Floating is magic. Gravity is magic. We haven't offered you any magic.
Space not existing.
This motherfucker just say he didn't believe in space. That's
There we
crazy,
go.
my
There we
guy.
go. There we go. See, this
Oh
is
my
the
God.
point.
Yeah, it's you guys who believe in space.
I could quickly reveal how believing in space is retarded. Also,
Please quickly reveal it to me, my guy.
We'll get to you in a
Yeah.
second.
Believing in space.
Here, it is retarded. It is retarded.
Yeah, I know.
And we can show you. But for
That
multiple
is-
reasons, actually. If you
Bro,
actually are,
how is this one of the biggest
Yappington.
channels in this
Yappington.
whole fucking server? It's just proof that people are dumb. Like we
This is
did
the most
re-elect
popular-
Donald Trump.
Dude, Yappington,
Like,
we'll get to you in a
yikes.
second. We'll get to you in a second. This is the most
yeah,
popular call in the server. This is the busiest call on the server. So
I know. And
Yeah,
like,
I know.
just
I wonder
proof
why.
that we're fucking morons.
not really, because it's you guys who come here. So, and they get dragged around by the short hairs. So let's talk about outer space for a second. What's more ridiculous? A flat Earth in outer space with a bunch of other globes and then one flat Earth, or there's a flat Earth and no outer space. Which of those two options is more ridiculous and silly? Go ahead, Taurus.
I don't know, dude. It's like Harry Potter versus Game of Thrones.
Just pick one. Pick one.
I don't know, dude. They're both fictional. Like obviously.
Just pick one. Which, if you had to say one is more dumb than the other, more ridiculous sounding,
It would
Which
be
one is better?
Earth in space because
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I agree with you. So what you have to understand when we say space is not real, you're like, what? No, you should believe in outer space and your flat Earth. Those two ideas don't go together. That's retarded to believe that.
No, I
So-
know. So
When you go, you don't believe in space. It's like actually, you disagree with me that it doesn't make sense to believe in outer space and flat Earth. They don't go together.
yeah, you're right. You're right, dude. So,
Yeah, I know. So that's number one. But really, the deeper thing is the argument around it.
You live in
Outer space does not exist. Can you look up the definition of gas pressure for us? Make sure Yappington can hear it as well. So, nice and loud for the classroom.
Check that, bro. In about 10 seconds.
Sounds good.
Because you don't believe in gravity, so you're taking the argument to a really random place.
Yeah, and you agreed to
It's not a
disagree
random
with
place.
yourself
Wait,
about
no.
gravity.
No, hold
It's
on,
not a random. Hold on, no, it's not a random place. It's not a random place. We're going to show you why.
Because you already don't believe in gravity, what I'm posting here isn't going to mean anything to you. Because gravity is what creates the
Hold on. We need a definition of gas pressure. Definition of gas pressure.
atmospheric pressure changes. It
No,
warps.
no. Dude, listen.
And
I'm
it
asking
locks
for a definition of gas pressure.
Yeah, and creates a container.
Hello?
He sounds like a Jehovah's Witness after their pitch fails.
Hello? I see you went to flatter.ws.
Because
Taurus.
you already don't agree
Taurus.
with gravity. So why
Taurus. We're trying to have a conversation here. You're just straight yappuccino right now. Can we get a definition for gas pressure? Yes or no?
not from me, dude. Don't have
All
one.
right, let us move on to Yappington. Thank you very much. Yappington, can you give us a definition for gas pressure, please?
Gas pressure?
Yeah, let's get a definition going.
No, I'm not a physicist, but I'm pretty sure like pressure and gas have as you compress gas, I think the pressure builds up. I don't know. That's the most I got for you.
All right, no worries.
He's not asking
Yeah,
you.
I'm not. Well, he literally asked me.
Yeah, but he's
Well, you
not
can go
asking you
get
to
the
make, up,
definition.
to make up a definition. You can look for a definition, even if you are not.
I mean, I could have, but I just pulled,
Don't worry, we did the work for you.
science out of my brain. You know.
It's fine.
Oh, was it close to what I said? Gas pressure.
Read it out.
It's actually very close to what I said. As you exert force on a pressure or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
read it out. No, read it out, bro. You're almost there. You just keep reading.
What does it say? The name given to the force exerted by. Yeah, that's the same.
Read it out. Read it out. It's for the people in the back.
Is this going to make a point for you or something?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Is it? Oh, well,
Yeah.
I think the Earth was wrong, but I'll read it out for you. Gas pressure is the name given to a force exerted by gas particles colliding with the wall of their container. Like,
There you go. There you go, right there. Okay, so
Okay,
What-
I don't know how that proves
just
anything for you.
relax. I got you. I appreciate you reading it out.
I mean,
Just chill. We got
I'm not gonna. Well, can I give my thoughts
Dude,
on that?
why are you talking? I feel like you should just be
Hold on,
relaxing.
you made me read that out.
No,
and I'm not allowed to give my thoughts on it. All right.
Hold
Well,
on.
my thoughts are.
We don't need your thoughts, right? We don't need your thoughts.
That's just like a basic thing that you should know if you ever took physics in your life.
Okay,
You
cool.
should know it.
You didn't know it when we asked you, so
Bro, I literally said the same thing about gas pressure. When you exert pressure builds up. Literally said the same thing. But
Okay.
if you didn't want, did you not hear that though?
No, we heard you. You just missed the key part where you need a wall of a container.
Bro, there's no. Do you? Oh.
No, go ahead. No, wait. Say it. Go ahead. Yeah, say it.
Well, let's go back to this definition. The container. The container. Oh my god. All right.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
No.
This is gonna be.
There's
great.
no actual container, man. The container is the outside actual. Hold on. The container. The container is.
You got a big problem. You fucked
So you
up.
don't know the
Hold on.
definition.
Can I also get where you got this from? The container.
It literally says NASA.
No, actually,
it literally says NASA, bro.
NASA.
Where does it say that?
NASA.
I don't see that. I'm clicking on the thing that says in the side chat.
NASA gas pressure left to gas pressure. It's the logo of NASA.
Where I don't see a NASA logo anywhere.
Oh my
on
god!
this shit.
Gas pressure overview below overview. What's that logo?
Bro. Where? I don't see a NASA logo. I've been clicking on this. I clicked on it like 4 times. I don't see a NASA logo.
Remember when he sent you the picture with the definition? Gas pressure is the name given to the force exerted by the gas.
Nobody sent me a picture. I'm looking at the thing in the side chat.
The thing in the side chat where there is that definition of gas pressure.
Oh no. So I'm looking at this. So we can be on the same page.
Remember when you did read the definition of gas pressure?
Yeah, I was reading off this.
What's that?
I literally just linked it in the side chat. What I was reading off of.
Bro.
Okay, that thing. Can you see in the top right, in the top left corner? There is the title, gas pressure. Underneath the title, there is overview. Underneath the word overview.
I did not see that. You know what? You're right. I see that little NASA thing there. All right, you're not wrong. Now I see it.
All right, facts. Okay, well, let's move on. Because when we said outer space is not real, you were like, "What? That's fucking
no."
crazy.
Outer space is real, bro.
No, hold on. We're trying to give you the sauce. Just relax. I know hearing that for the first time, you're like, "What? How is flat Earth not? Or how is space not real? That's insane,
bro."
Here's why it's not real.
Give me the sauce, bro. Go ahead. You're taking
the definition. The definition. You need a container for gas pressure.
And you said you're meant to know that. So you are meant to know that gas pressure need a container.
No, actually, what I wanted to say earlier is, like, do you not understand that, like, the container...
This is just a basic version.
Oh, my God. If I could speak for a second. Do you know that the container is actually built by the pressure on the outside? You know
that is the pressure that needs to be contained. It doesn't contain itself. It doesn't say that gas pressure...
It literally makes the container, my guy.
No, it needs a container. Listen, read the definition again. Read the definition one more time.
I will read it again. Colliding with the wall of the container.
Yeah, not with the wall, the extra pressure.
It's literally, the pressure is literally the wall of the container.
No.
Do you not understand this, though?
Read the definition again.
I mean, I could read it again for you, but I understand it.
Because you said literal level, apparently.
Don't read it for us. Don't read it for us, but just read it for yourself. When you are reading it, try to process it.
I know what this is, bro.
So
the thing is, right? All right, so like imagine you have a balloon, right? And then all the things inside the balloon, and you think the balloon is like the container, right?
The balloon is the container, yes. Now show us. Now we would need you to show us basically some type of balloon type object with the gas on the outside being contained.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that?
I don't think I can because that doesn't exist.
There you go. Shout out to you. Congratulations. You're our new winner. You've done it.
You have not let me finish.
That's why you need a container for gas pressure. That's why
you do not need, bro. Literally the outside of the pressure of, you know what? Never mind.
That's retarded. The outside of the pressure, the outside pressure is what needs to be contained. When we asked you, can you show us an example where there's pressure on the outside of something with no container? You're like, no, it can't be done. Yeah, no shit. Welcome to the club, dude. The snacks are in the back.
Yikes.
I mean, I think it might click. Maybe tonight it'll finally click.
No,
like, you know what? You're right. I can't have. Okay, so you have a ball.
No, I don't think so, bro.
You have a ball, and let's just go. Do you have a car? You have a car.
Oh, let me tell you this.
So let's think of your rims.
No.
We're gonna show you. We're gonna show you. No, we don't need.
Space is the actual container, my guy. Like
that's retarded. Who DM'd you that?
No, I came up with that all on my own, my guy.
Nobody
Space
here
is the container.
Linda, nobody here is
Space
your
is
guy.
the actual container, my guy.
Stop calling people your guy. Nobody here is your guy, okay? And you're
All right,
not that.
well,
Chill
fuck
out,
you guys then.
Just chill out.
Space is the actual container. That's
No,
what actually
wait.
contains our fucking,
Citation,
atmosphere
please.
and shit like that.
Citation, please.
Yappington. When we talk about gas pressure, we talk about the gases colliding with the walls of the container. It's just not container. We describe it explicitly. Walls of container. Are you telling me that the nothing have walls? Which is space. Space is just the
That is
nothing.
not what I said.
Nothing.
First of all,
Nothing.
the atmosphere has
No,
like
no, no, no,
several
no.
different layers
You
that are
said.
also themselves
Yapping. Stop yapping.
barriers. Dude, you
Yapping.
literally asked me a question. Am I answering it?
No,
Like, what the
you're not
fuck? I
answering.
hate when people do this. They're like,
Yeah.
"Let me ask you a question," and don't answer it. Shh, stop fucking
No.
yapping.
You're not answering it. I want you to answer the
Answer your
that I asked
question.
you, not a question that you are imagining. No, the question that I asked you is does the nothingness have walls? Because
But there are
vacuum
layers to this shit. Have you ever heard of an atmosphere? Like, come on.
Bro, that is the thing that needs a container, ding dong. That's what we're pointing out to you. That's what we're
Yikes,
talking about.
bro.
When you say, have you heard of
And I'm trying to tell
That's
you
what
that
we're
there's
telling you. It
several.
needs to be contained, dude.
There
What
are
the fuck?
several layers to this shit, and they were worried
We know
about that for
that.
years. Yeah,
We know
and
that.
those
It's called a
are the
gradient.
stupid balloons that you're looking for, bro.
Dude,
No,
Layers.
it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah. Well, I
Dude,
mean,
listen.
I think we probably just agree to disagree. on this.
No, there's no
do that.
disagree. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dude,
Those
you
layers
said
are
you
the
read a
balloon.
definition.
And if you don't
No,
understand,
they're not.
You're talking to me. You read a definition, walls of the container, and now you're saying air creates walls. How is that possible?
Gravity keeps the gas
Dude.
in the atmosphere, bro. Y'all are retarded.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That's retarded. That's retarded.
Yeah, there are several layers to
That retarded.
atmosphere.
Already.
That's retarded, Namikaze. We'll get to you in a second. Hold on.
Not retarded at all. It's probably the best thing anybody's ever said.
No, it's retarded.
Since I've been in here.
We can show how it's retarded.
Did you mute him? Yeah.
No, he's not muted. We can get to that in just a second. It's easily to address. But you said the layers are like different balloons. No. The layers are actually the gas inside the balloon. Ding dong.
No shit. And each layer holds another layer inwards.
Every time you bring up a balloon, you're proving
No.
that you need a container.
My
You are
guy.
proving your point. You can't have the gas inside the balloon without the rubber, the balloon itself. You said, well, the different layers are like different.
They'll make their layers on the atmosphere.
No, it's a different gas.
Oh, no, he won't. All right.
No,
Jedi, just look at his name.
No, that's just a story that was told to you.
Okay.
Hold on. We'll get back to you in a second. Jedi, I'd like you to address.
I'll change my name.
If you want to.
Just what the fuck is going on?
We got Yappington. He's just yapping, bro. I mean,
bro, yeah.
We told him. Let's just recap for the room here. We got people joining. We said outer space is not real. They started laughing. What? That's crazy.
And I said it is.
Possible to believe that. Yeah. So we're going into. We talked about gas pressure, how it needs walls. Then he's like, "Well, just think of the atmosphere like a balloon." We're like, "Well,
that's not what I said.
Is the container."
Then
you said the outer space is the container, which is false.
That's not what I said.
You did say that as well. We're live. This is recorded. And then the other guy said gravity container. We can cook that as well. Yeah, well, let's go. We can. All right, great. Jedi, you want to step in here? This would be a good time to step in.
Well, he seems very upset about you rehashing everything that he said, mate. I don't know. I don't know if I want to step in. He seems to just want to ignore everything everybody said to him.
True. But yeah, let's cook Namikaze because they think gravity contains.
Yeah.
We got 3 people here saying gravity contains.
Gravity containers.
Yeah, so how does gravity not contain the gas?
Well, can you show us? Yeah, go ahead, Jedi.
What the fuck?
Show you?
How does gravity?
Have you ever seen clouds? You fucking stupid motherfucker! Like
what the fuck? What the fuck?
But your brain is a cloud, dude.
Have you ever seen clouds? That's the best example yet. 400
really
tons
is,
of
man.
fucking water up in the air, and you're saying gravity's the cause of them sticking to the ground. You're a numpty.
What do you think? Why do you think clouds are falling away, bro?
Yeah, why the clouds are not falling?
Yeah, why don't they fall into Earth or floating away?
If gravity is attracting that gas, so the clouds are just.
Have you ever heard of rain? That's when gravity attracts clouds. It starts raining, you stupid motherfuckers.
How does the rain get up there? How does the rain get up there?
Wait.
So how does the rain get up there, though?
Is liquid gas for you?
Is liquid gas lighter? Yeah.
No. Because you are telling me that the rain is the clouds. Is liquid the same exact thing as gas for you? Because rain is not clouds for me.
That's not what I said.
Cool.
You said
okay, but
wait,
you said
hold on, no. Hold on. Let me answer
Well,
his
why don't you
stupid
tell
fucking
us how the
question.
rain got up
Let
there?
me tell him. Let me answer his stupid fucking question. He was like, since he's like, oh, clouds, rain. Like, bro, I said clouds turn into rain when gravity attracts them. Do you not understand that?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, clouds. Yeah,
Too stupid to be in here.
turn into
Dude,
rain, bro.
you guys are playing around with somebody
Might
that's
be
mentally
really dumb if you don't
handicapped.
understand that. Honestly.
Wait. How? Just answer this question. How does the rain get up there?
Evaporation.
Yeah, evaporation, bro.
So what direction does gravity make things go in?
Hold on. Evaporation just ruins your claim.
Hold on. Do you not believe in gravity now? Hold on.
No, I'm asking.
He doesn't believe in gravity now?
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking.
All right. Do you not believe in evaporation now? What are you saying, my guy?
For you, dumb fuck. Let me put this down for you. When you say that water changes state and turns to gas, and the gas goes up, that destroys your claim that gravity is containing gases. Because gravity is just a vector downwards. Evaporation destroys that claim.
No, it doesn't. Do you understand that gravity has different fucking levels?
Different levels?
Yikes.
Okay, what are you, Avicii? You think you're Avicii, bro? You got levels?
Just
ridiculous. All right, slow down, young fella. Please don't talk over Jedi because I can't hear him because your voice cuts him off. So if he's having a chat, you listen. When he's finished, you can ask questions. It's really simple, bro.
Just that key word, evaporation. As soon as the water changes from a liquid to a gas and goes up, that destroys it. How does that destroy gravity? Is a container for gases, or changing the direction of a gas molecule.
How does gas going up destroy gravity?
Which direction?
Oh my god!
I can hear it.
So which direction is gravity?
Down.
Right, and the gas went up.
Imagine being this fucking dumb, bro.
Awesome. So this points out. Excuse me. This points out that you don't have a phenomena for gravity making gas go down. Gas goes
gravity
up,
does pull gas down. The reason why water vapor goes up is because it's less density air around it. It's the same thing with smoke.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sorry, hold on. All gas is produced at surface and within the surface level of the Earth because of chemical and biological cycles. And as soon as they are produced, they go up. Yeah, they go up.
Yeah, they go up because of less density air around it. Not all gases are the same density.
All gases disperse into space.
No, they don't.
Been demonstrated here.
You're fucking dumb. That's why we have an atmosphere. If all
Shut the fuck up, dude. You're just talking shit. So as soon as you mentioned that when gas is produced and it goes up by gravity claim, then it makes it go down because gases are following the second law of thermodynamics. Entropy is increasing and the gases are filling the space.
Not all gases go up.
Sorry, when the gas is produced, where does it go?
They don't always go up. Some stay on the surface. Some gases are less density air around it, which makes them rise. Other gases are more dense.
What's the heaviest gas?
I don't know off the top of my fucking head.
That would be methane. Why can't I smell shit everywhere?
Because it gets dispersed. What's your point?
Because it gets dispersed. Thank you very much. I thought fucking claim, dickhead.
I thought gravity contains it though. Why is it not contained by gravity?
It is contained by gravity. That's why.
But you said it just disperses.
You don't have the phenomena.
That's why as you go up in the atmosphere, it's less and less gas.
Yeah, well done.
Wrong sense.
How does the gas get up there?
Because
so what you're saying, Namikaze, so if that's the case, then all the really heavier so-called gases would be at ground level, and that's what we would be breathing. All the light ones would be up very high. That's not what happens.
Yeah,
they
all the heavy
mix
gases
evenly.
are at ground level.
Hold on, I haven't finished talking, Sunshine.
Go ahead.
All of them mix evenly, and there's just less of them at a higher elevation. That's all.
No, that's not true. There are heavy gases
look up
at
yourself.
ground level.
You dumb fucking. Can you sort your microphone out? Sounds like you shoved it under your armpit.
Also, where is gravity the strongest? Would it be down here on the ground or up there?
What the fuck's gravity?
They don't know. But we're cooking them right now. Hey, is Mike sorted? This is just crazy, dude. We're cooking right now. Holy. Groucho Marx is in the chat saying the same thing. No, gravity is the container. No, it's not.
Well, he won't come off from you.
He said, y'all loved your gas laws until you have to remain consistent with them. Or who's being inconsistent? If anyone's being inconsistent, it's you guys when you say, well, gravity's the strongest down here on the ground. But somehow the gases escape the strongest part, go up, and then they're contained, or gravity's the weakest. This makes no fucking sense. You're talking about consistency. That's not consistent at all.